Morning, good people. Happy Friday. Reaching another Friday morning. Hopefully your day is going well so far. It's early. I don't even have my watch on, but it's early. But hopefully you're already up and at it. Y'all know what Fridays are about around here. Have you planted your garden yet? What you waiting on? Kind of tired of saying it. You can go back and watch my videos from every Friday for the past couple months. I've been challenging you to plant a garden. Just plant something. Anything that you eat, anything that your family likes, plant it. Do it now. I don't know what you're waiting for. I'm gonna keep saying it because it needs to be heard and the action needs to be taken. But you're kind of running out of time to take action. I mean, I guess it's never too late. It's just gonna take more work on your part the longer you wait. That's all. Trying to make life easy for you, trying to give you the easiest way to do it, especially if you're just getting started. You want this to be easy so it motivates you to continue because you're going to have success. If you make it hard on yourself from the beginning, you're probably going to quit. But this isn't something you can really afford to quit, at least in my opinion, about the things that's going on in the world here in America as well, what we have coming up this winter and probably for the next couple of winters. As you see, the economy is all over the place. Food shortages are all over the place. Just things are all in disarray. There's not a whole lot of stability going on right now, and all around the world, really. It's not just an American issue, it's all around the world. There's not a lot of stability going on. We don't know who wants to be at war with who's cool with who. We all depend on each other so much with all of the import and exporting that goes on that that's what's throwing all the prices out of whack and in disarray. And so the whole world economy is kind of shaken up right now, and with it being that way, people are looking to make power moves. That's why you have some of the other countries making their moves, making their alliances. Things are kind of changing with who's aligning with who, and you never know what that's going to turn into. If that turns into a full-blown world war, we have some really tough times coming that none of us have lived through. But we need to be prepared for it ahead of time, not trying to get prepared while it's actually going on. When it's actually going on, the time for preparation is over. Then it's time to actually take action and fight back, right? So what are you doing? What are you doing today? What are you doing this weekend for your family to get that garden planted, to get the materials that you need? So you already have what you need there. You can just go ahead and put them seeds in the dirt and then let Mother Nature and the sun and all of that stuff take care of the rest for you. When you going to do it? Have you gotten it done yet? Don't respond, what, maybe to me. It needs to be a yes. You need to have a full yes on, did you get your garden planted? Do you have some stuff starting to grow for you and your family? That needs to be a firm and full yes. Talking about some other things. When it comes to some of the shortages and things like that we're experiencing and probably going to continue to experience here, you see that the government hasn't been able to do anything to help you about it, right? I think a lot of people, we take a lot of terms here, especially in America. We take a lot of terms and then we start to assign those terms to a certain people or a certain group of people or a person, for instance. And then we forget that that same term may be able to be applied to yourself. For example, entitlement mentality. A lot of times people throw around the term entitlement mentality and they're referencing the younger generation. They say the younger generation, they want instant gratification. They have an entitlement mentality, right? And that's true to a certain extent for some of the people. The people who think they can just sit around and not work and have everything provided for them and they don't want to go out and get jobs and stuff like that. Yeah, that's an entitlement mentality, especially if someone is providing those things for this person who should be providing them for themselves. Now, it's your fault for providing it for them and not kicking them out on their butt and making them actually grow up. But yes, that's an entitlement mentality. That's a form of entitlement mentality. But I think what gets ignored is another form of entitlement mentality, and it may apply to you. Because what I'm seeing and hearing from a lot of people and the way that I hear them speak and the things that I hear them talking about and focusing on, there's a lot of entitlement mentality and a lot of adults. If you have a lot of time, if you haven't taking the steps to do what is necessary for your family to become self-sufficient, whether that's growing your own food, having your own water sources, whatever the case may be, that your family needs to be self-sufficient and not dependent on the government, grocery stores, and all of the infrastructure that you see around you right now. If you haven't been taking the steps to do what is necessary to do all of that, and you are instead dedicating your time to gossiping, watching trash television, just stuff that's not productive for you, all it's doing is kind of poisoning your brain and draining your brain of time and energy, and it's not doing anything to benefit you or your family, then you have a form of entitlement mentality as well, because you are depending on all of the infrastructure that's going on around you right now, the grocery stores to provide all of your, food and milk, all the things you get from the grocery store. You're relying on them to provide that stuff. If you go shopping at other places, Walmart, Target, wherever, to get those things, you're depending on those industry places and Amazon. You're depending on all of those things to continue to exist the way they're existing right now, and to be able to provide all of these things for you. That's a form of entitlement mentality. You don't know it because you kind of slipped into it, because that's what they wanted us to do. They designed these things properly, so they wanted us all to slip into being dependent on them. Most people right now are dependent on Amazon to get them something within 2 days. And if they don't get it within 2 days, they pitch a fit. That's a form of entitlement. It is definitely a form of entitlement. And there's a lot of adults right now who have entitlement mentality, but when they hear that term, they automatically think that's the younger generation. That ain't us, that's the younger generation. No, you are entitled as well. If you're sitting around and you have so much time to waste talking about other people's stuff and what they have going on, and you don't have your stuff straight for your family is not self-sufficient, then yes, you have a form of entitlement mentality. Now, we all have it to an extent, I'm sure, but we all probably need to be aware of how much of it that we have, or where it is in our lives, and what we can do to take steps to get rid of that, to get rid of being dependent on whatever that is, whether it's the grocery store or whatever. It's all a form of entitlement mentality. It's not just the young people who are entitled. There's a whole bunch of adults, even some that are probably hearing my voice, who are entitled as well, based on their actions that they are not taking and the actions that they are taking instead. So make sure that you're not being entitled when you're going through your day. Make sure that you're spending your time wisely. Make sure that your time is being productive, and that it's out here, spreading good in the world. Because again, as I've said multiple times, I'm going to continue to say, the government is not going to swoop into the rescue and take care of you like some superhero in a cartoon or a movie. That's not the way it works. As you've seen in the past, that is not the way it works. All right, let me give you a prime example of how I know for a fact that the government is not going to swoop in and take care of you. Think about your veterans. I'm a veteran. Think about the veterans out here. The veterans have to fight to get the support that they deserve from the government. After spending time defending the country, veterans get out of the military, and then they have to fight with the government to get the benefits that they deserve, whether it's medical benefits, all of the different benefits. You have to fight with the government to get the benefits that you deserve, especially the health and medical benefits. And we know that everybody who goes into the military gets out with some form of ailment, whether it's PTSD, which most people have just by going through basic training, or some other physical things that most people get by going through the different rigors of being in the military, especially if you've been in for any period of time, 4 years, 6 years, 8 years, more, Everybody who comes out of the military has some form of ailment, more than likely, that is a result of being in the military. But each one of those people have to fight with the government to get the benefits that they deserve, to get their health taken care of, to get compensated for maybe where their health has been diminished or has caused a form of disability for them. Every one of those veterans has to fight with the government to get that. Why do you think they're going to take care of your ass and you haven't done anything for them? You think the government's just going to come to the rescue for you? You haven't done anything for the government. You're a liability to the government. They are not coming to rescue you. Us veterans have to fight for our benefits. The government don't owe you any benefits. They're not going to give you anything, and they're not coming through to rescue you. So you might want to start thinking about spending your time wisely. And instead of worrying about what other people are doing, worry about what's going on in your own backyard. Is our garden out there growing? Is there some stuff out there that you can go pick something off the vine and eat and feed your family for the night? I don't care if y'all eating cucumber and tomato sandwiches. Is it there? Do you have it out? Do you have the cucumbers and tomatoes out there to just go get? With some bread that you got in the house? Or not? Think about it. And then after you think about it, make the plan and take the action. Get it done today, good people. This is Iceberg. Salute.